Studio 397 have released their latest update notes for their rFactor 2 simulator. There are some huge changes for those of you who race offline against AI and some general updates as well as some content release news. First of all, they've addressed some crashing issues that some users may have been facing. Many of these were game freeze issues seemingly caused by issues related to shaders and textures. For me, anything that makes any game crash less is a win for us, the users. An interesting one I noted in the general section was that they have fixed a track limits issue where it wouldn't allow time to give back a place when overtaking off track. This can happen when maybe you run deep into a chicane and pass but want to give the position back. The sim should now give an amount of time for the drivers to correct themselves. In the HUD, they fixed various issues with icons and messages displaying at the wrong resolution and generally improving cockpit readout rendering. As an aside, I still don't like the HUD in rFactor 2. I realise we recently got a revised one, but for whatever reason, it still looks like something straight out of the 90s. This might be overly harsh, but in truth, I don't often run with much HUD enabled, but it still doesn't look great. To me, it looks like when a programmer creates something functional that does the job without any actual consideration for being pleasing aesthetically. A massive chunk of this update comes in the form of AI updates. I welcome these with open arms. In the dialogue prefacing the patch notes, they note that they are revamping their offline experience for the platform. I've said it before and I'll continue to say it, we need a way to create offline championships in-game, otherwise it's still a hot lap simulator offline. It's fine to do a single race here and there, but if you want to do anything deeper, it really doesn't fit that purpose, which is a crying shame. I realise there are third-party tools out there and they're well made, but they still fall victim to many things being seemingly impossible offline in rFactor 2. However, the AI updates are vast. I'm glad to see them. To start, they have fixed AI not shifting properly when using the old engine format. There's a big area specifically detailing how they've worked on and fixed AI behavior during full course yellows. The behaviors fixed include, but aren't limited to, AI randomly slowing down, the AI following the correct line, and that they'll maintain a minimum speed, and fixed instances of them slamming on the brakes and also throttle spikes. While I tend to turn off full course cautions, I'm going to be testing these new AI behaviors with some oval racing offline, and I'll see how they behave there and if they're better. Formation laps have also been addressed so that the AI keeps pace properly, that they don't get messed up, and that the AI will no longer try to shift into reverse, which isn't one I've personally seen, but it sounds like it's an important one to fix. AI obstacle avoidance has been improved with various important fixes such as not rejoining the racing line in front of other cars, especially if they've spun. They've also improved general AI ability to avoid obstacles on track. An interesting note is that they've reintroduced emergency obstacle avoidance for very unexpected obstacles. I guess that could include a player or AI cars that have spun, so they'll avoid each other better. Please do make sure to hit the subscribe button, guys and girls, it really helps, and so does hitting that like button if you like rFactor 2 content. I'd love to know what you like most in this update. What would you like Studio 397 to update in rFactor 2? Let me know down in the comments. There are some potentially important notes towards the end here. They note that they have fixed a small issue causing minor AI pedal input oscillations. I don't know who else may have seen this behavior, but sometimes cars rapidly press the accelerator and then the brake. I'm not sure if this is what they're referring to, but if it is, I'm glad that they've fixed it. Maybe the most important note of all though is that they've added defines to prevent AI from flipping over. This has been much needed, especially for the BTCC content, and I really hope it works. They've also updated the Formula E cars with new throttle maps to give more precision, especially at higher RPM. I'm going to try this at some point. There's a link for all of the notes in the description. Please find them down below. And as for updates and content, they mention that next week, at the time of recording, they'll have more updates and a content drop with the hashtag of BTCC. So I'm excited to see what they'll have coming there. Is there anything you'd particularly like them to update or like in this update? And what do you want from the content coming up? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.